Hi everybody. It's been a while. For some of you who don't know who I am, I'm Atomic Energy 15 and I have been away for quite some time now. Mainly to focus on a few other things. But other than that, I have got a treat for you guys today. And just for one day only maybe, or maybe for future sessions down the line, I've got an atomic story for you. Today I'm going to be reading SCP-1032, Object Class Euclid. Are you ready for this? Special Containment Procedures. SCP-1032 is to be stored in a high-value inanimate item cell in Sector 19. One unarmed guard that is posted inside the cell at all times to prevent tampering. SCP-1032 is to be monitored at all times by a high-speed camera fitted with a micro lens capable of no less than 20% magnification, or greater if necessary, to ensure that all text on the hands are legible. The footage from the camera is to be searched daily for instances of any hand passing the 12 o'clock position, classified as midnight events. See the description. After each midnight event, a new text for a hand involved must be recorded, and its current speed and estimated time must be calculated. Description: SCP-1032 is a silver alarm clock of unknown make or origin. The clock is made from silver, plastic and glass and bears 22 hands of various shapes and sizes. The movements of SCP-1032's hands do not measure the passage of time. Instead, each hand measures the time until the end of an ongoing event or the destruction of an intact entity, while white text on the front of each hand, in sizes ranging from very barely small to microscopic, describes the event that can be measured by that hand. When one of SCP's 0132's hands reaches the 12 o'clock position, however, several events occur simultaneously, the combination of which is referred to as a midnight event. First, the event or entity currently written on the hand is inevitably destroyed. Second, the text on the hand spontaneously changes to describe a new event or entity, which need not bear any relation to the previous one. Third, the hand's rotational velocity changes. To date, SCP-1032's hands have never ever been wrong. Every event appearing on its hands has ended precisely at the moment of the corresponding midnight event. It has accurately predicted the deaths of over blank individual organisms, the fall of blank governments, the dissolution of blank major agencies and institutions, the death of a language, the beginning of blank, and since any given hand's speed remains consistent at all times except for midnight events, the time to the end of the entity measured by one of the object's hands is projected and predicted precisely. The hands designated through SCP-1032-01 through to 22 in order of size smallest to largest. The following list of SCP-1032's hands and their current inscriptions, a full log of relevant past inscriptions, can be found in Data Blank. So we'll start from the smallest to the largest of the current known what's on the actual event at the moment. So at number 1, the current text indicates that it rotates too fast for consistent measurement. The predicted date of the midnight event is not applicable. Note: SCP dash ones can only be recorded text to date has been one of the three following phrases: a thought, a sound, or a sensation. Number 2, the current text, the worst thing that will ever happen to anybody. The predicted text, it moves too slowly to measure. Due to the vagueness of the inscription and the impossibility of calculating the time until its next midnight event, no useful information. Oh my god. That were almost up. It's unable to calculate the time until its midnight event, so no useful information has been given on Dash 2. Dash 3. This is a bit of a mix-up. It basically says that my save classification, its predicted date was the 2nd of the 6th, 2012. The note said, Dr. Gunther suggested that since SCP-1032 shows signs of self-awareness, it should be promoted to a Euclid class threat. This proposal is scheduled for review on the 2nd of June 2012. Currently, my Euclid classification, predicted text 09/01/2015, notes as SCP-1032 is yet to manifest any properties warranting a key to classification, Dr. Ellison has proposed that SCP-1032 should be demoted to a safe classification. This proposal is scheduled for review on the 9th of January 2015. Yes, blindly following this prediction isn't very productive, especially when it's probably just going to make it change it back anyway. But by the way these things work, and usually don't work, if we don't demote it, then it might start doing things that force us to make it keter. We've had enough of these things on our hands. Thank you very much. Dr. Ediston. Number 4. The universe. Predicted date. Data expunged. Notes, it's unknown whether this refers to the actual end of our universe, to the end of all entities that could be referred to as universes, or merely to the end of the concept of universality. Number 5, current text is a failed information. Predicted text is not applicable. It moves too quickly, cycling up to 2 to 5 times per day, and has never displayed any other inscription. Number 6, the freedom of the press. Predicted text is the 16th of the 5th, 2073. It does not specify which country or countries whose freedom of the press will end. Number 7, humour. Predicted end date 22 of the 3rd, 2052. Number 8, current text. The use of the phrase "you can say that again." Predicted text the 2nd of the 3rd, 2267. No notes added. Number 9, hostilities between the nations of Africa. Predicted text, data expunged. As SCP-1032 has often predicted violent or disturbing events using apparently harmless phrases, this inscription is considered equally likely to predict peace in Africa or the destruction of the continent. Number 10, current text. Jason W. Taylor Jr.'s sister-daughter. That was a mouthful. Predicted text 14th of the 10th, 2029. Note, to date, all inscriptions of number 10 have been to describe individual human beings. These people are usually difficult or almost impossible to identify or locate. On the 12th of the 4th, 2011, however, SCP number 10 predicted the death of D-Class 56342, a D-Class subject assigned to SCP-1032. Within 5 minutes before his predicted death, the subject was sealed in an airtight sealed chamber with 2 guards. All 3 were equipped with self-contained breathing apparatuses. Despite all the precautions taken, D-56342 expired at exactly the predicted time. his guides were initially unable to determine the actual cause of death until it was discovered that his oxygen tank had been mistakenly filled with pressurized VX nerve gas used in order to control SCP blank. Further investigation is in progress. Number 11. President blank term in an office. Predicted text blank blank blank. Notes blank is currently the president of blank. Number 12. Current text blank blank burger joint. Predicted text 4th of the 7th 2016. Notes. All of SCP's 12 inscriptions describe non-corporate restaurants. On the 6th of the 10th 1993, an attempt to keep blank's hot dogs from closing as predicted, the SCP Foundation donated an anonymous £10,000 to the restaurant on condition that it will remain in business. The owner renovated and renamed it blank blank. Number 13. Current text 2020. Predicted date 1st of the 1st 2022. Notes. Researchers are attempting to discern whether this or not will constitute actuals SCP-0132's first failure. Number 14. Radio's viability as an art form. Predicted text 25th of the 10th 2032. To date, all of SCP's 14 inscriptions are referred to mediums of art. Whether the inscription predicts the actual end of the radio or merely its usage in art is unclear. Number 15. Effective containment. Predicted text 9th of the 4th 2690. Note. Number 15 will achieve its midnight event at approximately the same date as SCP-094 will fully engulf the Earth at the rate of its expansion. Number 16. Project Serpolis. Predicted text the 2nd of the 11th 2016. Notes have been removed. Now from 17 to 19 have been removed and I cannot access them. However, we can skip to number 20. Current text is blank blank. Predicted date blank blank blank. Note blank blank. It's a popular Mexican soap opera. Number 21. The SCP Foundation. Predicted date blank. Note blank. Number 22. Current text, a concern for public health. Predicted date, the 28th of the 7th, 2032. Note, it's unclear whether this inscription predicts the lack of need to concern or the lack of concern in general for the population. And that was SCP-1032. From first opinions and first thoughts, it seems that this clock has a sense of awareness of what it's trying to predict the end of. I believe that maybe this clock is an actual entity of the universe itself, a remnants left over showing that time has an infinitely sort of way of describing things from birth to end. And I believe that what this clock does is it gives a brief medium into that. So it shows when an object is born to when an object can die. It doesn't show the flow and passage of time, it predicts the actual beginning and end of something. So, tell me what you think. Put it in the comments below. Also, if you really like these videos and you'd like me to keep them going, then leave a like. That'd be really appreciated. And until next time, this is Atomic Energy. Peace out.